275 million people. Students, teachers, professors. Their names, emails, private messages, and student IDs all stolen. And the hackers just gave the company 4 days to pay, or they leak everything. Harvard, Penn, Duke, the entire University of California system. 9,000 schools across the globe. This is the single largest education data breach in history. And the ransom deadline is May 12th. If you've never used Canvas, you probably weren't in college in the last decade. It's the learning management system. Assignments, grades, discussion boards, private messages between students and professors. 41% of North American universities run on it. Canvas is made by Instructure, a company you've never heard of that controls your entire academic life. Instructure was taken private by Thoma Bravo in 2020 for $2 billion. It also serves thousands of K-12 schools, every grade, every report card. The attackers are ShinyHunters. If that name sounds familiar, it should. AT&T, Microsoft, Ticketmaster, McGraw-Hill. They are the most prolific data theft crew on the planet right now. And this isn't even their first time hitting Instructure. ShinyHunters claimed the breach on May 3rd. TechCrunch confirmed it 2 days later. By May 7th, Canvas, Canvas Beta, and Canvas Test were all pulled into maintenance mode. 9,000 schools lost access to their grading systems mid-semester. Here's what the hackers got. Full names, email addresses, student IDs, and the spicy one, private messages. Every DM you sent your professor about a late assignment or a grade dispute. Instructure says passwords, social security numbers, and financial data were not compromised. But that's a low bar when you've lost 275 million records. ShinyHunters posted a message. 2 words, pay or leak. The deadline, May 12th. That's 4 days from now. If Instructure doesn't pay, and nobody knows how much they're asking, every stolen record goes public on a dark web marketplace. To put this in perspective, the Equifax breach hit 147 million. The Yahoo breach was technically bigger, but that was mostly just email addresses. Canvas is 275 million people with student IDs and private messages attached. This is the 3rd largest sensitive data breach ever recorded. Why target education? Because schools are soft targets. Chronically underfunded IT department. One vendor serving thousands of institutions. Students who can't opt out of using the platform. And the data is forever. Your student ID doesn't change, your transcript doesn't expire, your messages are archived. Here's the part that should make you furious. This is ShinyHunters' second hit on Instructure. They breached McGraw-Hill through an Instructure integration last year. 13.5 million records. And Instructure still didn't lock down their systems enough to prevent this. And the timing couldn't be worse. Canvas went into maintenance mode on May 7th, final season. Students can't submit assignments. Professors can't enter grades. Theses locked behind a login page that just says maintenance mode. 9,000 schools. Mid-semester. Total chaos. You know a breach is bad when it gets its own Wikipedia article while the systems are still down. The 2026 Canvas security incident. That's how fast this escalated. It's not a security advisory anymore. It's an encyclopedia entry. Instructure's official response is the corporate classic. No passwords compromised, no dates of birth, no government IDs, no financial data. Great, you just lost 275 million names, emails, student IDs, and private messages. But sure, no passwords. Crisis averted. The private messages are the real bomb. Students message professors about disabilities, mental health, family emergencies, financial hardship, grade disputes. This isn't just metadata. These are deeply personal conversations that students sent through a system they were required to use. And it's not just universities. Canvas serves thousands of K-12 schools. Children as young as 5 years old. Their parents never signed up for this. Most didn't even know Canvas was storing private messages. Now let's talk about Thoma Bravo, the private equity firm that acquired Instructure in 2020. The PE playbook is cut costs, raise prices, max margins. Security is a coster. You want to know why a company serving 175 million people got twice by the same group? Follow the money. The legal is staggering. FERPA, the federal law, covers every school that receives federal funding. That's all of it. 50 state breach notification laws. GDPR for national students. This breach alone could be the largest class action in education technology. If you're a student or teacher on right now, change your password the moment the system comes back online. Enable 2-factor authentication on your university email. Monitor your accounts. Assume your private messages are compromised. Because probably are. The bigger lesson isn't about ShinyHunters, it's about monoculture. When 41% of hacking runs on one platform, one breach takes out the entire. We built a single point of failure for the education system, then handed the keys to a private equity firm. May 12th, 4 days. If it pays, the data stays hidden. Maybe. ShinyHunters is likely known for keeping word after they gate. If they don't pay, 275 million records hit the dark web. During finals week, there's a grim irony. Universities' cybersecurity degrees, computer programs that train the generation of security leaders, and they couldn't protect their own students' data from a hacking group hit them before. Three possible outcomes. Instructure pays and hopes ShinyHunters keep it, which they historically don't. Instructure refuses, and 205 million records go public, or law enforcement moves fast enough to enter. None of the good. 275 million, 9,000 schools, 4 days until the deadline. If you were ever a student on Canvas, this is your data. Subscribe so you don't miss what happens on May 12th.